Hello and welcome back. This is the final project that I'll be making an overview on for now until I make a new project. This is the Procedural Animation Fixer. This is my big emergent game technologies project that I'm going to be showing off at GradX alongside my other work. So if you're going, please come and say hi. Now, the idea behind this project was how could I apply Unreal's systems and blueprints and calculations into something that could really help an animator out on the macro level when it comes to adjustments and just general quality of life. To do this, I had to learn how to use Control Rig, I had to learn how to make procedural movement using Control Rig, and I had to make a system that linked Blueprint with Control Rig. Now, this is just a bunch of jargon, so how about an example? Say you're an animator and you need to make an animation where they walk up some stairs, into a game. They walk up some stairs, they grab a coffee mug. Then the director changes the scene, and actually, it would be more thematically relevant if it was on the other side. So now your animation's clipping through the floor, and now he's not picking up the coffee mug. So now you have to go back into Maya or Motion Builder or whatever you're using and retool the animation or even re-record motion capture data to be for the new, the new animation, the new scene, which takes a lot of time. This system, using calculations and IKs and animation blueprint and control rigs, just change it on the fly there and then procedurally and naturally using sequencer and a bit of code. So how did I do it? Research, 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 research. I researched into the old Unreal talks that happen to feature Control Rig in them, and I looked into what Unreal has posted in general about Control Rig, and I looked into more specialized areas that independent creators have made to do with blueprints, such as this step-by-step walking with the spider and altering animations. And obviously, I did a lot of research into industry landscape for the module, but that could take a whole other 5 minutes to go over and explain. So I'll leave that to a separate video, which I'll explain what it is at the end of this one. So I made my Moscow, and I made a Kanban framework within Miro, where also I dumped all of my research. The way that I research, I like to use spider charts a lot. Just branch out off of ideas so that I can keep everything in place. So Miro was perfect, and then transforming those into little tasks that I could shove into sprints, that was also great. So first prototype was, can it work? Can I procedurally change animations during runtime? Can I do it using sequencer? And can I do it using blueprint? So what we've got here is very simple. When the alpha goes up, basically there's an additive. I transformed one of the jumping animations that Unreal provides into an additive, and put that on top of the walking animation. The alpha here is fed into an animation blueprint, and then it turns on and off the additive as as you see fit, as the user sees fit. So perfect, I can change animations on the fly, sequencer procedurally. We're out, we're off to the races. So I went and made some more prototypes. Obviously, this time I went and learned how to make control rigs, one with the full body IK, which doesn't look great, and one with a way more advanced basic IK for every limb with the pole vectors and such, and IK effectors. And I also used some animation blueprint in order to extend the idea of alpha up, alpha down for additives and make it so that the left arm follows an animation fixer reference and is able to go between them. So now we've got our grabbing the coffee mug. And then I went through that tutorial and made this walking, and I applied it to the biped instead of the spider, the arachnid that they showed off. So I decided, but this looked great, and I'm gonna go into full behind the scenes here. This doesn't work. It works for one angle because of the way that essentially everything's calculated in world and then just shoved onto the rig, and it works great in one direction. But the way that the references work, from my experience and my research and my bug fixing, I believe it's the way that the references work. It doesn't change with how the hips are moving. So everything is around the rotation that the hips are initially facing. So if you try to turn it, um, the legs will stick out left and right as if it's moving in those directions, which isn't what we wanted. To fix that, I went in and I made my own I made my own velocity calculator, which was basically in world. Then we got that velocity, put it into rig space, minus the vector, which where the rig is currently from that, and suddenly we had a rig space velocity, which fixed this problem. Uh, Also, went in. The hips were initially driven by looking at the ground for reference and then popping up, as you can see in the old one, which doesn't always look the best. So I changed it by using Unreal's ideas and made it so that the hips go up via the reference, sorry, in relation to the lowest foot location, which works a lot better. I also, as my lecturer Jared pointed out, um, well, I've got the arm moving to where I need it to go, but that doesn't look natural. That doesn't look realistic. So I went in and added some procedural arm movement and hip movement and head movement to make it look all the better. And I also made it so the legs can work in any direction. And obviously made some randomized demos to show like the flexibility of the project. Here I've got two examples of what you could do at the top. You could imagine a train scene where the train carriage is moving left and right, and you're having the characters having to hold on to the grabby, the pulley on the train to keep yourself upright. That's something that an animator doesn't have to worry about anymore. Like you could just apply this system to it, and suddenly you've got a pretty decent looking animation. And the second one still needs a bit of work, but I only had 9 weeks. Walks up and it opens a door in a way that I would say is fairly good, especially the door opening. I got a few questions from onlookers asking if the door was animated. None of this was animated. This was all procedurally made. But you could now imagine it being applied to animations and how it could help make those look even, adapt to their environments and be adjusted. So I'd say the project worked pretty well. Now, if I were to go into everything and the pitch and the idea behind the whole thing, we'd be sat here for another 15 minutes. So I'm going to say thank you and bid you adieu. If you're on LinkedIn, please subscribe to my YouTube. If you're on my YouTube, please go connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm always looking for more opportunities. And I'm going to upload my original pitch for this project in a separate post. So thanks for sitting around and watching. And I hope to see you at GradX if you're attending. Please come and say hi. I'd love to talk to you. Thanks.